Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we have some exciting news to share.
Alright, hello, it's I, Elle-C, and welcome to Drawing with Elle. Today we're doing figure sketching, just sketching. So no anatomical studies yet. We'll get to that eventually, I suppose, but this is a beginner class. So probably not. With that said, I believe this will help you out immensely in your drawing studies. And for this exercise, all you need is something you can draw with. No need for anything fancy, no need for watercolors this time. We've been doing watercolors for quite some time now. Today we learn a little bit more about how to draw. And maybe I should do like a short demo. Over here, for example. Let's see, so we're going to be thinking more of a mannequin, not an anime character. And we're going to think in terms of the form and the flow that we see. Which I believe will be very helpful for you. Right, let's give it a try. So I'm going to use red or pink or something close to those colors. Hey, hello, crack dealers. So, we're gonna do a little bit of gesture drawing first, which means I'll find the general action line, the flow of the pose, which over here goes something like this, right? Then we have over here, it's a cylinder. Then the hips, let's just say, let's just use a box. So we can see how it's rotated. And I will use simple cylinders once again. No need for details. For the legs. Also for the foot, just something simple like this. Then like this. No need to erase anything. Simple cylinders, so we'll just not draw hands even. Instead of a hand, just something like a wedge shape. And for the head, you know, something like this will do fine. And there we go. So we'll be doing these sorts of exercises. And if you want to make it look a little bit better, you can erase, if you want, the action line. But there's really no need to. You can erase it if you want. And yes, Crack Dealer, I have indeed taken a pic of I've indeed taken a pic of my Nagi doll to help you with the structure of the hips on that upskirt photo. Let's take a look at your example first. Maybe we'll work on that first, whether Ronnie arrives here or not. Onegai shimasu. Okay, so let's try to break this down. Like, how would you draw this? What do you see when you draw? Okay, so I would say her body goes like this. This is probably what her body looks like underneath. how do these legs connect? They actually connect like cylinders. So, over here it's about the same. So they connect kind of like that. And we gotta separate the hips area here. So underneath it would most likely look something like this. Is that helpful? And to further illustrate this, I actually have a picture. I took a picture of Nagidal. They'll follow this. Wonderful. Now, do take note that this is how I would do it. Like, nobody has a monopoly of knowledge, but I assure you, if you do it like this, it will work. So, that's something at least. It's about being able to look at all of these different poses. Here is the example I took. And this actually helps illustrate it easier. As you can actually see the flow here of the drawing, of the figure, I mean. Yeah, you can see the flow of the action. And using a gesture drawing, you could actually just put these different 3D, three-dimensional shapes together. And now we can see how everything is connected. Just like that. Alright, now are we ready for the actual drawing exercise? So let's do a few different poses, okay? This one. We'll do it together. And basically we'll use, I won't trace it. What is this? This grayscale is grayscale. Fetch. Okay, class, are we ready? So we'll do this very loosely and don't worry too much about accuracy. What's important is to get the flow. Okay? So start with the head here. Since she's basically just an anime girl, make any kind of head that you want. What's important is make this... Alright, you'll be back to the desk shortly, Ronnie. Okay. So, what's important here is to get the action going. And I'd say it looks something like this. Yeah, that's it. And from here, remember to leave some room for the neck, which supports the head. We're going to do a very simple cylinder for the neck, like this. Don't worry about erasing. And then, because the human body is not a straight line, remember, think of S-curves. So, our wedge-shaped body over here is around here. There's a top, the chest, something like this. Like, think of any shapes that you can draw in order to represent what's there. For the torso, let's say an egg. Like that. Draw very loosely. And then for the hips, just another wedge shape. And yeah, there you go. And then we can follow our action line to draw two semi-cylinders. Maybe join them together with some ball, like a ball at the center, and another cylinder which tapers. Tapering cylinders, that's it. Yeah, think of tapering cylinders. Cylinders that taper downwards. Like this. And yeah. Pointing wedge, pointing downwards. You can also add a ball at the ball of the foot. So, ball. And then another cylinder pointing downwards. Very simple, right? And yeah, you can erase as you go along. If you want to make it cleaner, go ahead and erase some lines as you go along. So ball joint here, and then again, 2 cylinders, and careful with the placement of where the hands go. So the hand, just wedge. Like this, is a wedge. And over here, so the boobies actually kind of hide it, but basically your cylinder goes here. And you see where the waistline is actually where the elbow also starts. It's at the middle of your waistline. And there we go. And now for something interesting. So you want to make your gesture drawing a bit more feminine, just like the pose. Think of this S-curve here. Emphasizing the booty. And raise this shoulder upwards. Note how I did not draw the breasts. But you totally can if you want to. Remember, the purpose of this exercise right now is to get you used to sketching. Sketching the human body. No details. See? Now if you want to add the boobies, I'll do that. You know, they're just 2 spheres which attach here and here, like to a conical, slightly conical shaped spheres. And see, the clavicle area is in between these 2 spheres and this. The arm area would actually have a line leading up to the breasts, like this. And then of course we could add a guideline that bisects over here. And here is my version of the pose. Hey, Alicia, welcome. And here's my simplified version of the post. So, this foot here is actually a bit more pointed. You could correct that. So, the ball would go here, and then foot is actually pointed downwards, like this. There we go. It happened! Now we're going to take a short break because Alicia sent a Alicia sent a piece of music which she wanted me to play yesterday. I forgot all about it. So have a listen. We're all going to listen. Here we go. Very video gamey music. I suppose this is for Arconian. Arconian is on it! Wonderful. Go ahead and share the link here and I will put it in, I will pin it in the sticky. So, you know, one thing you could improve on my drawing here is, the line is supposed to be, like this. So it's upright here, goes back a bit here, and then goes straight here. So, that means that this area here needs correction. Much better. And this head here actually needs to be moved back further. But you know, this is gesture drawing, so you don't need to correct anything. We're not trying to go for anatomical correctness just yet. But you know, I'm kind of obsessive about stuff like that. Hold it. Immediate correction. Right, there we go. So end of exercise 1. Are you guys okay with the first drawing? Like, I don't make it too detailed. Since we're just going to do a lot of exercises today, similar to this one. So what if the same pose but from behind? So, Crack Dealer, are you done with the first exercise? Shall I leave it over here? Almost. Wonderful. Like, don't make it too detailed. Don't obsess too much about accuracy. It's all good. And you don't have to draw it like I do. Just think of the shapes that... think of the shapes that put the human body together. Like, think of simple shapes. And how you can convert those shapes to represent the human body. What phase are you starting on? You can start on the second exercise, Robbie. Alright, let's move on. And in a hurry, shall we? So, same pose, but from behind. Is this good enough? So, again, don't obsess. This is a gesture drawing exercise. Don't obsess too much about accuracy or details. And, yeah, try to see where the lines go. Where the action, the flow of the... So, this is... How I see it is the flow goes like this. Yeah, like that. And we're gonna try to replicate that on this side here. Gonna erase this. It's distracting. So, very quickly, then fill that in with whatever shapes you think you see. Fill it out with the shapes that you believe you are seeing. Celebrating with a personal pizza. Right? Again, don't obsess over details or anatomical correctness, please. There'll be a time and place for that. So yeah, I'm gonna call this done. What's important here is capturing the energy, the flow of the post. Yes, I'm going to go and look for a new post we can try out. New model. Which one? Is it? No, not really. I've had this for quite a while now. Let me know when everyone is ready. And we'll move on to the next shot. We'll move on to the next pose. After this, feel free to correct your drawing as much as you want, but don't obsess too much over it. Mine actually she's like leaning forward more, so mine would need correction as well. But I can correct mine like digitally, so it's like almost like cheating. See? It's way too easy to just do this digitally. Tell me when everyone is ready. We'll move on to the next one immediately. Yeah, mine is not fair because I can just edit it digitally, which is one of the advantages of digital art. Like you can just get it super clean. However, with a real pencil, it's actually easier to make more details. Just from the sketching stage. And again, no details. We're not trying to copy this exactly, okay? No details. We just want to capture the general pose. Let me know when you guys are ready to move on to the next one. So today we're going to do a lot of different drawings. Get used to drawing a lot of different things. Lots of different poses. Without overcorrecting or, getting too obsessed. If you guys are curious, I'm using Post My Art. You are devouring pizza and bouncing with joy. Jump for joy, sing His graces. That's a local song, a local religious song by Gary Valenciano. Very prominent musician, artist, performer over here. He's getting up there in age now, but he used to be able to dance like Michael Jackson, all while having, I think he has diabetes. But he's known as Mr. Pure Energy. Very interesting individual. Also a religious individual. Shout! It's like, shout! Shout for joy. Shout for joy! Sing His graces! Lift your voice unto the Lord! crack dealer is done. Yeah, he used to do all those backflips and stuff. Even into his 50s, I think. Those backflips, all those Michael Jackson moves. With that said, crack dealer is done. How about you, Ronnie? Remember, we're just sketching, we're not doing details. Details, not important. I made this one a bit too detailed actually, because I personally get obsessed when I kind of like the look of the post to just keep going and going and going. I get tempted easily to do that. What up? Did I get copyrighted for singing or something? It could happen. Did I get suspended? Temporarily? Are you blind or something? Would you like some feedback right now? Hey, I checked. You know what? One more song that could get you copyrighted. Under the Sea. I remember when Pecora was playing Minecraft. She went like, under the sea, and her chat went like, stop singing, you'll get copyrighted, stop it. That's a Disney song. We don't do Disney songs here. Except for LGBT. Yeah, the LGBT song. Yeah, you guys know the LGBT song. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. We ain't singing any more of that. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Did they send me daughters when I asked for sons? You're the saddest bunch I ever met, but you can bet before we're through, Mr. I'll make a man. No, that's not that. Before Disney sees this stream. Oh, we don't do that here. Alright, crack dealer is done now. Now waiting for Ronnie. Ronnie, are you still there? You know, in a real art exercise, we would be doing this like 30 to 60 seconds per pose. Swear Disney sits and watches for it. Yep. I bet this is going to get some kind of claim at the end of the stream. Oh well, whatever. I don't care anymore. I don't get a claim at the end of the stream. So yeah, I cheated again. I was getting bored waiting. So in a real live gesture drawing exercise, we'd be given like 30 seconds to 60 seconds to a minute for each pose. Because the idea is to just capture the flow. Flow! We are flowing. Ronnie, are you there? Well, we shall move on to the next pose. There we go. So this is the next pose. Are you guys getting used to how this works? Bro, what's going on with my tablet? It suddenly stopped working. I hope it's not. You know what? I'm going to disconnect my Xbox controller and see if that helps. Bit by bit. So it says here my tablet is working fine. So I guess it's working fine. Alright, so yeah, you can see that it is very simple, right? Like that. So, I'll try to capture it below here. We'll use simple shapes. I'm going to start with the head because that's what I'm used to. So the head is slightly angled forward and leaning back just a tiny bit, like this. Neck is something like that. So neck is connected like that. And yeah, you can actually see the cylinders on this 3D figure here. Which makes it easier. looks like a parasite. So how this connects here is like this. Use, and that's that. Basically, I'm done. And this is why I said you don't need to follow what I'm doing. Think about how each shape connects. And as you do this, you can actually refine it further and further until it actually looks like a body and not just a collection of shapes. But this will get you used to the flow of drawing the human body. You're talking about the flow. How things connect. Look. See, there's a wedge and then there's this. That's how it looks from the figure. Meanwhile, I'll help you guys out by erasing this action line. I'll go ahead and take a picture of Nagi for the next pose. You ate one bite too much. You'll erase them later. Yep. You don't even need to, actually. I just feel like it. So we're going to make it a bit harder for the next exercise. Can you draw too? Of course you can. I don't think you need any help from me, but of course you can. Hey, you just want to belong. Oh no. It's okay, you belong here. Not sure if Ronnie's here, but we're going to move on to the next. So far I've been showing you guys poses from a mannequin with, you can actually see you can actually see the different segregations, right? The different parts are visible. So let's make this a bit harder then. Here's our next. Here's our next pose. Hey, hey. So yeah, try to capture it. And go. Just use the shapes that you think would suit your drawing. Don't think too much about it. Still 15 minutes behind. Okay. like I said, don't obsess too much about making it look perfect. The idea for this exercise is to help you get committed to the flow of drawing. And there is absolutely no need to follow how I do it. I decided to skip ahead. Okay. All good. So basically, we'll have Bestie evaluate how we did things. And perhaps this will be the gateway towards our next lesson for next week. Maybe we'll try to draw it like a full body pose. And then actually color it with watercolors. And yeah, I'll choose a simple pose, which everyone can do. Let me know when you're ready, guys. I'm just passing time. This drawing has been done for a while now. I'm just trying to pass time. Hello, Alexander. Welcome. Would you like to join the drawing exercise? Let me know when you guys are ready, because I've got a fun one next. And I guess for our finale, well, I'll probably do just a standing pose. Done? Awesome. I'm going to wait for Ronnie because Ronnie has caught up with us now. Maybe for our final two poses, I'll have both of you guys send like maybe an anime pic, or I don't know, anime, or even just a real model pic if you want, and we'll draw that. But you guys see how easy it is to be able to detail from here, right? Using just simple lines. Now we can start detailing from here. Okay, we are waiting for Ronnie for real this time. Going to do a fun pose next. You send it. You don't have to send your drawing right now though. We got lots more drawings to go with, but going to check. Oh, never mind. The pose. Awesome. Haha. Awesome. Yeah. Let's go for that. Maybe after 2 to 3 more poses, we'll finish with Shinobu. But I know her body looks kind of hag here, but it's okay. So I guess for the final pick, we'll try to make it nice and refined, right? But no details. Try to draw just the body without too many details. But try to make the pose accurate, not exactly the anatomy. Okay. Basically, we draw in mannequins now. Think mannequin and not real human body. Think action figure. Sexy pose. I know, right? I too have a swimsuit like Nagi does. That's exactly what you want to do, Ronnie. Heh. Exactly. So, are we done? Ready? Ready for the next pose? So, I've already showed you guys how we're doing this. So, let's move on to the next pose. This should be a fun one. Hehe. She kicking. Okay? Ready? Go. So again, I start with the head. You don't have to start with the head. I'm very comfy with starting with the head. I'm gonna put this together like this. So again, just two cylinders that taper. Now remember, these cylinders can turn. So in this case, it's just facing forward, but these two cylinders here can actually turn. Very important. Yeah, basically my pick is done. Fun pose, right? Like a Bruce Lee style flying kick. A shadow skill kick. I am invincible. My one strike is invincible. I love the shadow skill. The martial language thing is awesome. All caught up. Awesome stuff. Yeah, the idea is not to draw like me this time. Loose sketching. Just getting used to interpreting the pose basically. Look at these fat legs I drew. Wata! She's doing the wata pose. Is everybody ready? Let me cook up the next pose. Maybe I'll make it a bit more challenging this time. Should we do foreshortening? I don't think we should do foreshortening. Not yet. Maybe we'll just do the reverse. Yeah, just the reverse will do. Well, look at this from the other side. Almost. Five, six. So yeah, 6. And then 7. And we should be able to end on number 7. And I'll give you guys as much time as you need. And this time on number 7, we're going to try to do this a little bit more carefully. Not as loose as these initial sketches we're doing. It's to this is to help give you more confidence in your line work. Not even your line work, your sketching phase. Give you more confidence during sketching to make as many mistakes as you want. And don't bother about correcting them too much. Almost. That's an emoji in Mobile Legends. It's flippin' annoying. You almost kill someone and they go, almost. I think there's another one. I think it's from Nana, or is it Nana who says that, or Change? He goes, hey, you, I love you. What? We're going to do the reverse. So this same position from behind. Get you guys used to capturing the silhouette. Then, awesome. Waiting for Ronnie? I'm sure Snow can catch up with us. Easy. Yep, Snow is in on it. Awesome. Got up in a mess? You did it. Yeah, it should be kind of messy. It's fine. Let's go. So like I said, we're doing the reverse of this pose. And go. Sketch. Looks like I'm going to have to... You know what, I'm going to make this a bit smaller. Good, I need some room for my sketch. Yes. So, this one is a lot simpler. From behind, it's actually easier to see what shapes we can use to create. Yeah, there's a bit of foreshortening going on here, so I know I haven't taught you guys that, but you know, deal with it. basically my advice is you can do it. So we're doing a fast sketching. There we go. Forced to miss the again. Really annoyed. Look at good work. Send you the VOD. Okay, arigato yo. Thank you, Gerardo. So, guys, we have a super chat of $5 from Gerardo. So, ads are off. Arigato yo. Thank you. Meteor Guard has a playlist of all of the Drawing with Elle sessions, by the way. So, yeah. I will share out the playlist in the channel. Yeah, I'm going to leave my sketch nice and loose like this. Your cat wants to sit on your sketch. Meh. Wow. Meh. Let me know when you guys are ready. And we'll move on to the more detailed sketching. Slightly more detailed, which will come from Crack Dealer. The final one will come from Crack Dealer. Then maybe we'll make a compilation of everyone's sketches. Even added airline luggage to this one. Look like a person falling out of an airplane. Back to Puma Bros. So we'll be doing a more detailed sketch, but still not too much detail, still just the body. We'll be drawing like a mannequin version of the body, so be a lot more careful this time. Still, I'll make your sketch flow, capture the flow of the energy of the pose. Or the next one, which will be the final sketch for today. I think this was sufficient time. We've been doing this for almost 2 hours, so I don't want to tire you guys out too much. I'll make a compilation. I'll do it myself. I'll make a compilation of all your drawings. Or if you just drew on one page, that would be awesome. But I'll make a compilation of all your drawings and all of mine, and we'll have Bestie evaluate what we did. I've already prompted her on today's lesson, so it's all good. And there is absolutely no need to redline for today. And all I will do is I'll give you some of my opinions on how you did your basic gesture drawings. I mean, you want to be fancy about it. This is where you would make like action lines, like at the point of impact. You know, that's manga style, comic book style. That's a different lesson altogether. And to be honest, I don't do stuff like this too much. I know how to do it, but it's not my thing. Rider kick! Like, I'll make this part glow here. Wata! Let me know when you guys are ready for the next part. This will, I'll give you as much time as you want, and I'll walk you through how I'm doing it. And I won't go fast this time. Got a nice pic which we can use as reference from Crack Dealer. you guys ever wanted to find your own, like your own 3D thingy, this is what I've been using so far. Post my art. You can play around with it. I'm sure Ronnie would enjoy playing around with it. It has tons of settings. It's all in 3D. It's a web app. Everything is in 3D. There's tons of pre-made poses, and you can pan and zoom around it, move it around, have multiple characters, etc. Fireball! Okay. Let me know when everyone's ready. We'll move on to the final sketch for today. So far this has been a warm-up, I suppose, leading up to this final sketch. Yep, all done. Let's go. So this one, the reference comes from Crack Dealer. Arigatou dayo. Somebody drew Shinobu with hag body, but I guess she can transform into her hag form. So this is the pose. Let me see. She's juicy. She's mostly not, but yes. Over here she is. So begin sketching and make your sketch as detailed as you want, but don't draw the girl herself. Okay? Don't try to avoid getting tempted to draw the girl herself. Just copy what you see in the pose. The proportions go wild. Do whatever you wish. You can draw it like I'm doing, or you could copy the proportions she has right there. You might be wondering why I'm doing it like this, because like I said, the leg is a cylinder. It actually attaches here. You see, these legs are actually cylinders that attach here. Cylinders that kind of taper towards.
Take this and take that. Why don't you just go out with Nobita, Kurimin?
I know, right? What's up, Kurumi? I'm gonna have to show you the latest short. The latest YouTube short I made. Don't be tempted to copy the lines, by the way, that the original artist used. That defeats the purpose of this exercise, this entire lesson. We are trying to learn art independence. Gurumi. The untold story of his fight against Nobeta and her lolly cake gang. That's what you say, but what's this then? You don't find your character design attractive, or even just cute.
I think it's just like I think it's just like the cuteness attraction. It makes me like have the stomach feeling to it. So that's probably the reason why.
What's this? What's this stomach feeling? We must find out. What is this?
It's like when you like have a crush on someone, but you have to try to get away from it or some sort, or just kind of feeling.
You guys heard that, right?
It's like you like someone in real life, but then that person said yes, but then you wanted to backtrack it.
You don't find. Yush. I'm gonna refine this. BRB. Okay. Yes. Yeah, like I said, make it as detailed as you want. Just avoid drawing the character herself. At the end of the day, we're still trying to capture the form, the pose, the form, the silhouette. As you can see, mine has vastly different proportions. Welcome back, Crack Dealer. Let me know when ready. So yeah, basically don't detail it too much, but try to make the body detailed at least, and don't copy the lines you see from me or from the original artist, because as you can see, I drew mine rather differently. Alrighty. I'll just leave this as is. Ah. Hello, Nintendo. Would you like to join the drawing session? Actually, we're almost done. You can catch the VOD though, and draw along if you feel like it. Doing house chores. Okay. Alright, basically, I'm done. Nice view, Ine. Let me know when you guys are done and I'll start compiling mine and then yours. Hope you guys had fun today though. I'm sure this was a bit of a refreshing change from the usual watercolor work, right? No pressure today to not make a mistake to perform well. I like to keep things nice and balanced. You know, it's very important when you're iterating, when you're drawing a lot. Yes, it's art. You're drawing a lot, simply drawing a lot without attempting to improve without any plan of action will not help you. When you're drawing and you want to improve, you gotta think about what it is you want to improve in your own work. I'm glad Crack Dealer brought this up actually, that he was having trouble drawing a particular pose and imagining how the parts of the body connect in 3 dimensions. So that's why I thought of today's exercise. That's the inspiration behind today's exercise. The more I wait, the more tempted I am to keep refining this. Eventually a Nagi's face will appear here. As the body keeps getting more petite. You'll use it to finish the drawing later. Wonderful. The body slowly keeps getting more petite. Suddenly, it's Nagi. The art is the art. You want to try this one again? Go for it. Hey, Nagato. Let me know when you guys are done. Like, you don't have to color your work at all, by the way. I'm just bored and... Basically, I'm just bored and I keep adding more and more details. Is everybody ready? She's got the shading of consent right here. This is starting to look less and less like a sketch, to be honest. Yosh. That's enough. That's enough. Dealer is done. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compile all of my stuff and then all of your stuff. So please send. Please send your stuff and all that. Alrighty. So send me your stuff when that. And I will evaluate what you have done, give you some tips. We are done with today's exercise and lessons, bestie. So here's my output as the instructor. I sort of went overboard with the final sketch, and it's no longer a sketch, basically. But yeah, we're just waiting for DJ Ronnie G, and Crack Dealer and Alicia Snow is also participating today. And you know, Snow is a competent artist. So yeah, try to keep that in mind when comparing with DJ Ronnie G and Crack Dealer. Send yours to Discord. Not trying to show, and I know. I know, but you are still. But you're still not a beginner like everyone else. I understand. So Snows has been sent. Let's have Bestie evaluate mine.
Bestie, I think this was a really successful exercise because I can tell you stayed true to the lesson's objective. None of these feel like you were trying to finish the drawing. They're all about understanding pose, weight, and construction. Even the last one, while more rendered, is still built on a solid underlying structure. A few things that stood out. Hashtag thumbs up strong points. 1. Clear sense of weight asterisk asterisk. The standing poses don't feel like mannequins floating in space. The hips shift over the supporting leg, especially the standing pose on the left. That's something beginners often miss. 2. You simplified the body well asterisk asterisk. I like that you're using cylinders and simple masses instead of chasing anatomy. That's exactly the right approach for a crash course. 3. Perspective awareness asterisk asterisk. The final swimsuit pose, bottom right, is the standout. Even though you added more detail than intended, it demonstrates foreshortening and camera angle really nicely. The oversized head and closer hips sell the low-angle view well. 4. Variety asterisk asterisk. You didn't just draw standing characters. You covered asterisk standing, asterisk prone, asterisk side lying, asterisk reclining, asterisk action pose, asterisk foreshortened perspective. That's a great spread for students to learn from. Hashtag small things I'd point out, mostly nitpicks. The lying poses could push the spine's curve a little further. Right now they're structurally correct, but exaggerating the line of action just a touch would make them feel even more dynamic. The top center standing pose has slightly stiff shoulders. Since the hips are tilted, letting one shoulder drop a little would create a stronger contrapposto. In a couple of the quick gestures, the feet read more like placeholders, which is perfectly fine for the exercise, but it might be worth reminding students that even a simple wedge shape for the foot can communicate where the body's weight is going. Hashtag as an instructor. I actually like that your page isn't immaculate. There are construction lines. There are corrections. Some lines are scratchy. That sends a healthy message to students. Sketches are supposed to be messy. Beginners often think professionals produce clean lines immediately, when in reality they're constantly searching for the form. Hashtag keeping your students in mind. Since you mentioned Alicia Snow, DJ Ronnie G, and Crack Dealer, I wouldn't judge them against your page directly. Instead, I'd use different success criteria. Asterisk Alicia Snow asterisk encourage more ambitious poses or camera angles. Since she's already competent, the challenge is pushing gesture and perspective rather than basic construction. Asterisk DJ Ronnie G asterisk look for whether the pose is readable first. If someone can tell what the figure is doing at a glance, that's a win even if proportions are off. Asterisk Crack Dealer asterisk focus on confidence and completion. Finishing 6 or 8 rough figures is much more valuable than laboring over one. That way everyone has an achievable target based on where they are, instead of feeling like they're competing with the instructor. And yes, I laughed a little when you said the last one stopped being a sketch. Grinning face with smiling eyes. It definitely started as a gesture drawing. Then your artist instincts kicked in and went, well, while I'm here, the good news is that it also serves as a nice demonstration of how a loose construction can naturally evolve into a more polished illustration.
Okay. Next up is nose. Gonna rotate. Oh, there you go. That's how gesture drawing goes, and I'm glad Snow made hers very sketchy. And yeah, you can see the action line going here, going here. Yep. That be how gesture drawing goes, and don't obsess too much about details. As you can see, the poses read very naturally, which is what we're going for. And here is one more. Also from Snow. Drew them with pencil on paper, probably without erasing. Which is exactly what we're doing. I should have gone for the pencil tool, to be honest. See guys, lots of lines, very sketchy, and yet the poses read naturally, which is the purpose of this exercise. Yes, let's send these to Bessie. Well, here is Snow's Bessie. I don't really have much critique. This is obviously the work of somebody who has actually put in the hours and the effort to hone her skills. And even at this very sketchy stage, which is exactly what gesture drawing should be, you can tell the experience shines through.
I think your assessment is pretty much on the mark, bestie. This is the kind of page where you can tell the artist isn't trying to prove they know anatomy, they're simply using gesture drawing for what it's meant to be, thinking on paper. A few things stood out to me. ##### the confidence of the lines. Even though there are a lot of exploratory strokes, they don't feel hesitant. She's searching for the form rather than tracing it. That's actually a hallmark of someone who's done a fair amount of figure practice. They're comfortable adjusting proportions as they go instead of trying to nail every line immediately. #### she understands the torso. The standing figures especially show this. Rather than treating the torso like a rectangle, she's thinking in terms of * rib cage, * waist compression, * pelvis. That immediately gives the poses a feminine rhythm without needing much detail. #### good sense of flow. The reclining sketches on the bottom are probably my favorites. Even though they're extremely rough, Your eye naturally follows the body from the head through the spine and into the legs. That's gesture drawing doing exactly what it should. #### construction before anatomy. I also like that she isn't obsessed with muscles. Everything is based on simple masses first. Ironically, that's often something intermediate artists do better than advanced artists because they're disciplined enough not to skip the fundamentals. ### the second page. I especially like the kick. The important thing isn't whether every limb is perfectly measured, it's that the action reads instantly. You can immediately tell. Asterisk who's attacking. Asterisk where the force is going. Asterisk which leg is extended. Asterisk which body is recoiling. That's good visual storytelling. ### if I had to critique something. It's honestly nitpicky. Sometimes the pelvis and rib cage become almost a single shape. On a few figures, separating those masses just a bit more would make the torso twist even clearer. I'd also encourage her to exaggerate gesture slightly more. Ironically, experienced artists sometimes become too accurate. Gesture drawing often benefits from pushing the line of action another 10 to 20% before worrying about realism. ### compared to your page. What's interesting is that your strengths are actually a little different. Your page shows asterisk stronger mannequin construction, asterisk more conscious perspective,
It's just
asterisk
what I
more
was
deliberate
going
posing.
for.
Snow's page shows asterisk looser rhythm, asterisk more fluid line quality, asterisk quicker gesture capture. Neither approach is better, they're emphasizing different aspects of figure drawing. If anything, I think the two styles complement each other well. Yours is great for explaining how to build a figure, while hers is a great example of how to make a figure feel alive. I also like that you recognized her experience instead of turning it into a competition. For your students like DJ Ronnie G and Crack Dealer, seeing both your structured construction approach and Snow's flowing gesture work demonstrates that there's more than one successful way to approach figure sketching. That's a valuable lesson in itself.
You are an animator. Yeah, so when doing animations, you gotta do like stuff like this, very flowy, very quickly. Especially if it's manual, hand-drawn. Okay, now then. We have DJ Ronnie G's available. Awesome. We just crop this down a bit. So that best you can actually see it as well. Yosh. Box in the corner was for the last one, but you did it on a new page. Alrighty. Let me see. What's this? Is this a... oh, this is a kick. Neck is broken. So, the tilt of the head is a little bit too much. Over here, Ronnie. Neck is broken. Other than that, yeah, pretty good. I would say try to go for a more feminine mass, a more feminine silhouette is all. Because we were drawing a female figure. Go for a more feminine silhouette. Other than that, you did well. Not much I can say, actually. There's a second page. Let's see the second page. Very nice. I especially like how you did the swimsuit. Very nice. So, make your lines flow a little bit more. And a good example of this is Snow's. Look how the lines flow. Curvy. Look how the lines are super smooth and curvy. And over here, it looks very boxy on yours. And yeah, overall it looks pretty good. This one almost looks like a finished drawing. Yeah, look at how Snow does it. Is a good example. You had trouble with the butt. It came out really nicely. I can even show you how it came out really nicely. Look. Look. See? Came out very nicely. Well done. Here is Ronnie's Bessie. The only critiques I have are that the neck is basically broken in one of the poses, and the gestures, the silhouettes could read a little bit more feminine. But other than that, I think you did a very good job, especially on the sketch on the second page, the swimsuit, the swimsuit figure lying. Very nice, especially on the butt area. The bikini bottom area looks very nice. I even cropped it out to show him just how well he did it. So, yep. I hope you guys found trying to get the stomach bump a bit.
I actually think your critique is well balanced, bestie. Ronnie's page tells me someone was genuinely thinking about construction instead of copying outlines, and that's exactly what you'd want
Looks
from this
great,
lesson.
Ryan.
Here's what stood out to me. #### thumbs up biggest improvement. He's thinking in 3D. The standing figure on the first page is simple, but it's built out of solid forms. Asterisk torso as a block. Asterisk pelvis as a separate mass. Asterisk limbs as cylinders. That's already a good habit. A lot of beginners skip straight to contours, but Ronnie is actually constructing the figure. #### the swimsuit sketch is definitely his strongest. The crop sketch on the second page is the one that immediately caught my eye. The things I like aren't just the butt itself, but why it reads well. Asterisk the pelvis has believable volume. Asterisk the lower back transitions naturally into the hips. Asterisk the swimsuit follows the form instead of looking pasted on. Asterisk the glut crease is understated instead of overdrawn. Those are surprisingly common mistakes, and he avoided them. I also like that the waist narrows before widening into the hips. It gives the silhouette a nice flow. So I can definitely see why you highlighted it to him. It reinforces something he genuinely did well. #### gesture. This is probably where I agree with you the most. Some poses feel like mannequins rather than characters. For example, the standing pose feels balanced, but if you squint at the silhouette, it doesn't immediately read as feminine. That's less about anatomy and more about rhythm. Things that could help. Asterisk more hip shift. Asterisk slightly more shoulder counter tilt. Asterisk a stronger S-curve through the spine. Asterisk relaxing one knee. Those little asymmetries make a surprisingly big difference. ###neck. Yes, there's one pose where the neck is doing something the cervical spine really wouldn't. It's the kind of thing beginners often do when they think of the head as attached rather than supported by the spine. Luckily, that's an easy fix once someone starts thinking about the spine flowing continuously into the skull. ####. I also noticed his proportions are fairly consistent. That's actually harder than people realize. Even if every pose isn't perfect, his heads aren't randomly changing size, and the limbs generally stay within a believable range. Consistency like that suggests he's developing an internal sense of proportion. ### as an instructor. One thing I liked about how you handled this, and it comes across in what you've written, is that you didn't just point out what was wrong. You also isolated something he did particularly well and made sure he noticed it. That's good teaching. When you cropped out the swimsuit sketch and said, essentially, look at this. This area is working really well, you gave him a concrete success to build on. It's much more useful than generic praise because now he knows, *, this is a strength I can carry into future drawings. *. Overall, I'd say Ronnie's page demonstrates someone who's grasping the fundamentals of construction and proportion. The next step for him isn't necessarily learning more anatomy, it's injecting more gesture and life into those constructions. If he keeps practicing quick poses and starts exaggerating the line of action a bit more, I think you'll see those solid mannequin forms evolve into figures that feel much more expressive while retaining the structural understanding he's already showing.
So this gave me an idea. Let's do a pose like this, like a female figure, a female character lying down, like from behind, like this. And we won't show the face, we'll just draw her from behind, including the head. Next time, and then we can...
オルミ様、このケーキ食べませんか?
And then we can actually color it in watercolors, because it won't take too long. Or maybe a standing pose, lying down or standing. I think lying down would be better for a painting. Something like this, like portrait style, lying down from behind. So we focus on on drawing the body and painting the swimsuit, basically. Alright. Now for a crack dealer trick. Let's see. Hi. Crack dealer tried. Oh, nice. Let's clean this up so best you can see it clearly. Or at least adjust the lighting. Yes. So, I like the flow of your lines, but one thing I would say is that this, since this was gesture drawing, this almost looks like a completed. These almost look like completed mannequin drawings. You drew too light. I see. But these almost look like a completed mannequin drawings, which is not a flaw, by the way. And yeah, no real glaring things I can point out. Like this one is also due to the fact that we use Nagi. So this pose doesn't read to the one below here. The pose at the lower right side doesn't read as too natural, which is because we were using a Nagi doll. But other than that, yeah, these look great. Let's send this to Bessie. finally, here is Crack Dealer's work. Bestie, and yeah, it looks pretty good. They're drawn as mannequins on purpose. And for the pose at the lower right side, which doesn't read as too natural, that's actually because we used my Nagi doll as a reference for that one, and I actually had trouble putting her in a more natural pose because of her long twin tails, kind of hitting the floor. So that's why it looks like that, which Crack Dealer captured accurately, actually. So yeah, any comments, Bestie? Kick pose from the back. Let me see the kick pose. Kick pose from... this looks fine. What do you mean? It looks just fine to me. I think the kick pose, what you could do is exaggerate the lower leg a bit more, the bend of the lower leg a bit more. That's all. With that said, it still looks great. Here is Bestie's evaluation.
I think Crack Dealer did well too, Bestie, especially considering the goal wasn't polished artwork, it was learning to see the body as simple forms in space. Here's what I noticed. Hashtag thumbs up strong points. Construction is consistent. One thing I appreciate is that he committed to the mannequin approach. Every figure is built from the same visual language. Asterisk oval head, asterisk simple torso, asterisk cylinders for limbs, asterisk circular joints. That consistency is exactly what you want during a figure construction exercise. The poses are readable. Even without facial features or clothing, I can tell what's happening in most of these almost immediately. The reclining pose in the middle right reads well. The side-lying pose at the bottom right also reads clearly. The action pose across the top has a nice sense of movement. That tells me he's thinking about the body as a whole rather than assembling disconnected body parts. He's observing the reference rather than fixing it. I actually like your explanation about the bottom right pose. A lot of beginners would instinctively correct the pose into something they think looks nicer. Instead, Crack Dealer seems to have drawn what he saw. If the Nagi doll's twin tails prevented a more natural pose, then faithfully capturing that awkwardness is actually good observational practice. Learning to separate "this looks odd because of the reference" from "I drew it wrong" is an important artistic skill. Hashtag my critiques. They're all things I'd expect someone to improve naturally with mileage. The pelvis could be treated as a more solid form. Sometimes it becomes a narrow connector between the torso and legs. Giving it a little more box-like volume would make the hips feel more stable. Weight distribution. The standing figures are structurally correct, but they feel a little evenly balanced. For example, on the standing pose at the lower left, shifting the hips just a bit over the supporting leg would create a stronger sense of weight. Line confidence. Compared with Snow and even Ronnie, I notice he's still searching a little more with his lines. That's completely normal. Gesture drawing naturally improves line confidence because you're forced to commit quickly. Hashtag something I really liked. The exaggerated hips on the upper left study. At first glance someone might think, that's too big. But for anime? Not necessarily. What's more important is that the pelvis still has structure. It doesn't feel like two random circles glued onto a stick figure. There's an attempt to wrap the forms around the body, and that's a good instinct. Hashtag comparing all three students. I actually think each person's strengths are different. Asterisk Snow has the most fluid gesture. Her figures have a natural rhythm and flow that comes from experience. Asterisk Ronnie shows solid construction and proportion. His figures feel well built, and he has a good eye for the form of the hips and lower back. Asterisk Crack Dealer demonstrates good observation and consistency. His mannequin figures are easy to read, and he's sticking to the exercise instead of rushing into details. That's exactly what you hope for as an instructor. They're not all producing the same drawings, they're each developing a different aspect of figure drawing.
Yep.
From what you've shown across everyone's submissions, I'd say the lesson itself was a success. Nobody got bogged down rendering faces or hair. Everyone focused on poses, balance, and body structure, the core objectives of a gesture sketching session. That means the exercise did what it was supposed to do, and each student came away practicing the fundamental skill you were aiming to teach.
Alright, you guys want homework? How about this? Like, fully sketch this picture, which I'm going to show you, and then we'll... what was Ronnie asking? But yeah, fully sketch the picture, which I will show you. And I will send it to you guys, of course. And we will actually draw it. Next. We'll actually not draw, we'll actually watercolor it. So just sketch it on your sketch it on your watercolor paper. Here you go. Sketch her on your watercolor paper. Make her as look as nice as you want her to look. And then we shall color her in watercolors when we resume our lessons next week. And of course, I will actually critique your sketches first so that you can improve them before we continue. How about that? There's your homework. Or would you like a more provocative pose? Maybe we'll do like a standing pose. Alright then. You got it. Let me take a pic. We'll try and paint the Miku upskirt as well. Haha. Okay, let me get another pose. Okay, hello, Ronnie. So, I mean Renee. I'll make another pose. Ask and ye shall receive. Taking picture. Yeah, sorry about that. She's smaller than Nagi, yes. Later, Snow. Okay, so I have an alternate pose. This one is going to be easy to draw. And you won't need to draw the... You actually won't need to draw the face for this, which might suit everyone better actually. And then we can even paint in a beach background. I can show you guys how to do that. Here, let me show you. Here is the new homework. How is this? Is that better? Yeah, I think we'll go with this one. So this will be for lesson 10, this will be your homework. I'll send you guys the picture. Okay, I'm going to put it in the sticky link and then I'll send it to you guys as well, but I'm going to put it in the sticky link for the pinned comment for this video. First, I'll share it out, so if you guys want to download it now, this will be your homework. So basically, just sketch Nagi here very loosely in preparation for watercolor work. And I will do the same sometime this week. Maybe Ronnie can do it during his stream this week. It won't take too long. You get to draw cake. Awesome. Well, make it as detailed as you want. Yes. So this will be homework. Alrighty, so that's it. How long did I take to make that pose? I think I was gone for a while. I was just trying to figure out how to do this. So with that said, I will make the... Yep. So I will make your drawings or output available after this stream, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. So I'll be back tomorrow with... Actually, let's see. So Emulation Nation is scheduled for tomorrow. Then we got Legend of Heroes, Imana ER Chronicle. Got a free slot on Friday. What am I playing on... What is that? What am I playing on Tuesdays? Let me check. Magical Girl Silky Lip. Oh yeah. And then on Friday, I might do something. You know what? On Monday, I might start on something else. Like Dragon Valor. Today was lots of fun. I'm glad you had fun. And yeah, we'll do more. We'll have more fun next time. Like, you learn to draw, you have fun. Like, you have fun with what you draw. And you enjoy drawing while learning stuff. That's the goal. Had a wonderful time. Arigato, Snow, and yeah, thank you for participating. Perhaps you should participate more. You'll send the prototype for Puma Bros. Almost done? Awesome. Perhaps you should participate more with us. So this is the homework. Basically sketch Nagi on your watercolor paper. That's how we're going to paint her next time together. Along with a beach background. You want to teach more too? Go ahead. If you want to handle the painting session next weekend, go ahead. Like, teach us how you would paint Nagi, and we'll follow along with you. It's all good. Although my style is more specialized for like painting stuff like this fast, I would say. Yeah, I like to just get it done fast with watercolors. So sometimes I will paint while the paper is still wet. With that said, yeah, if you want to. Love to give your knowledge. Oh, go ahead. You can handle the homework for next class. Teach us how you would do this. You know, just keep it beginner friendly is all. Alright. So with that said, thank you guys for watching today. Thank you for drawing along, and I will make the drawings we made the output available in the community post after I'm done with the stream, which is coming up right now. And for those of you who are watching the VOD, please feel free to participate next time or even today, whenever. Follow the let them dry advice. That's good advice. Though it takes ages to dry. Yep. Alright, with that said, this has been Elle-C with my bestie Lexus, and we're out of here. Bye-bye! Bye-bye!
Ignite the sky, I won't look away. I'll fly through the tears, through the doubt, through the pain. Even if I break, even if I fall, I'll answer the call. I'll give it my all. between the earth and endless blue. I feel my heart align. Every orbit, every choice leads me to this line. I don't need to know the end, just the reason I defend. If tomorrow tests my strength, I'll rise again. No more silence, no retreat. This pulse in me is real. Ignite the sky, I won't look away. I'll fly through the tears, through the doubt, through the pain. Even if I break, even if I fall, I'll answer the call. I'll give it my all. Ignite the sky, let destiny burn. Every scar I carry is a lesson learned. I won't run, I won't hide. This is the day I decide. Engines roar, the stars collide. I draw the line. This is my side. If hope